Hey, um, I'm, I'm Death Raven or
We are
whatever you
coming.
want to call me. Carnage's Gas,
We're coming
CDJ,
for you.
Death Raven 11. I just wanted to make a video for everybody. I'm not really an uploader. I have 30-ish subs. I don't do too much outside of my YouTube life. Getting a few gigs. I'm not particularly busy. My point is, I just I couldn't be alone. You know, I wanted I wanted everybody to be around and hear me and just kind of be with me for a little bit. And just kind of talk. I don't have much of anything to do right now, and I'm hoping that my sound mixing is not too terrible, nor I'm hoping that my gameplay is also not too terrible. I haven't played Shadow of War much. It's pretty fun. I've beaten the game like once. I think I have 97% of the stuff done on this account. I didn't really do much of anything with this game. This game's still fun though. Definitely would recommend. It's a shame that Monolith got shut down, so they're never making another game again. The Nemesis system will probably never see the light of day, but it's a fun one, man. This game, it is a fun one. If you're a big nerd like me, then you'll definitely enjoy it. But I didn't come here to promote a 6-year-old game. Man, I came because I realized something. Time flies. I started this channel 6, 7 years ago now, getting damn close to, and I haven't really been active with it at all. I've made excuses. I've made uh, screwed up problems with everything that I do. I've made many, many, many mistakes in regards to not only not growing my audience, but also in regards to trying to exist outside the realm of, the gaming sphere. I've done my best to just stay within my own lane, not thinking I could amount to much or anything, thinking that YouTube would never work, that it was just kind of a pipe dream, and maybe that's the case, but I never really gave it a shot. I still haven't given it a shot. You can tell that just from my upgrade or my upload schedule. You know, I kind of hate the content that I make, and not because it's low effort, which it is, and not because I don't have proper equipment, which I don't, and not because I'm bad at it, which I am, but because I don't have any desire to continue playing the games that I have. I have on my video or on my YouTube channel. It's like I don't know the exact ratio because I don't think YouTube provides that. I have like a 75% stream ratio, maybe even 80, maybe higher than that. I don't know. I've made very few videos. Most of the videos that I made in the past were short, unfinished, cut off abruptly, or were just complete garbage because I didn't understand how the system works. It's why I did mostly streams. The video that I did release, where asking if I could beat an emerald with help, that video did surprisingly well, considering how many views I had for well relative to my channel size and my average view count. Anyway, I just I don't know. I'm wondering if maybe I've wasted, what little time I have left. And I say little time, like I'm gonna drop dead tomorrow, but I'm not ill or anything. I'm not gonna drop dead. It just feels like any moment could be my last. Feels like every time I'm left alone in the dark, or one of my friends has to, go do things, and I'm just like, yeah, you know what? That's cool. It just they never come back, or I'm gonna it feels like I'm gonna end up not making any more content. And it sucks because I feel like I don't have the right to complain or to discuss my issues, for lack of a better term. I feel like I don't have the what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like I don't have the like nobody would want to hear it because my family, for the most part, especially my dad, have always treated me well. Has always treated me well. I've never needed for things that I'd ask for, despite situations. I was always growing up. I always had, you know, school supplies, things that I needed. I didn't have to borrow. I did not have to borrow, and I always was taught to pay it forward. But it seems like nowadays people just, I don't know. I'm rambling. Can you tell this isn't scripted? Can you tell I'm just rattling off the mouth whatever comes to mind, even if it's not a coherent thought in the slightest? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and I feel like I have no right to complain because I am supposedly very gifted. I'm supposedly very smart, very savvy, intelligent, whatever word you want to use. I have every opportunity and I squander all of them. I It's impossible for mortals to obtain godhood, but if for whatever reason society fell and we went back to polytheistic belief and they made a pantheon, my domain would be failure. No matter what seems to happen, it just ends in failure. And maybe that's for a lack of trying. Maybe I'm too ambitious, or I'm just too demanding of myself and others. I don't know. I honestly don't know. What I do know is that I'm alone right now in my house playing Shadow of War for an audience that probably won't grow and for a person who no longer exists, so that I don't have to do a job that'll end up making me snap. It's scary, man, because I just don't I just didn't think I would ever be this low, you know? Just didn't ever think that I would be stuck in one spot. And people say, "Oh, you've got time. You know, there's nothing you can't do. There's no one you can't be." And it's just not the truth. Okay? Look, I've had so many opportunities from people for decades. Okay? Maybe not decades, but for a decade. And I have squandered them all because of my own hubris, my own stupidity, and my own unwillingness to accept any result other than complete and utter success. I refused to ever I refused to ever stick with anything unless I was immediately good at it, and if I'm not good at something, it throws me into the deepest pit of despair. That's kind of why I never did YouTube, because I felt that I wasn't good at it. I felt that I couldn't be good at it. And no matter what I did, it would just end in failure like it always does. You know, and that it makes a man wonder. It makes a man wonder what he could have been had everything worked out. What I could have done if I just stuck with football, if I just stuck with swimming, if I just stuck with fencing, if I just stuck with chess, if I just stuck with geology, if I just stuck with horsemanship, if I just stuck with any kind of activity or any kind of thing that I was remotely decent at, what could I have been? What could I have done? And you know the advice that everyone gives you is don't sit on your regrets, don't wallow in self-pity and self-deprecation. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Have some pride. Well, you know what? Pride got me here. And pity has done nothing. I'm weaker in my faith now than I ever have been. I'm weaker in a career now than I ever have been. I'm weaker socially now than I ever have been. I am damn near rock bottom. I have been damn near rock bottom for a long time. And I don't I don't know where to go. They say when you hit rock bottom, the only place you can go is up. But how are you supposed to climb when your arms are broken or atrophied? The muscles won't build, no matter how much you lift, how much you weigh, no matter what goal this person sets for you. Nothing works.
I will serve you.
And it just makes me wonder what could have been. You know? What could I have done? What would have worked? And they say you should focus on the future, but I'm not certain I have one. Every day I walk around thinking that this moment will be my last. Every day I prepare for death. I fantasize about going out in a blaze of glory. I so badly desire some form of societal collapse so that I can be something, so that I can do something, so that I can matter. And that scares me. Okay, that scares me to my core. It's like, where do you go? From here, where do you go? Despair is a gaping black hole. It will never fill. You can grab a rope, hang on to a piece of ladder, right, that's falling off the side of the cliff, but how do you know it'll last? You don't. I mean, nothing is certain. And I just don't. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do the things that people want me to do, myself included. And it just breaks everything that I thought I stood for. Loyalty, honor, reprieve, you know, being the good person, or I don't even know if good's the right word, being the just person, giving people what they deserve. It goes against everything that I was taught. It goes against my God's word. It goes against just like the only thing that's kept me alive is fear. And you know, this if this video ever gets public, which it won't, because the algorithm will bury it and people will inevitably not see it. If someone does, I'd be very grateful, but I want people to know that I'm not the only one who has nothing or no one to talk to, or at least no one available. And there are people who say that they can talk to you, but none of my supposed confidants or friends ever answer in a timely fashion. Sometimes taking 2, 3 days, even a week, even 2 weeks, one time a month. Best friend took a month to answer to one of my pleas. I know I'm saying my a lot because I can't speak on anyone else's behalf, only mine. And it further solidifies the feeling of inadequacy and just a puzzle piece that doesn't work. It's like, what do you do when your soul feels tainted, when everything that you eat turns to ash, when the happiness that you thought you could achieve is out of reach because of your own choices? What do you do when you're told to keep moving and to focus on the future when you can't even see 2 hours ahead into the day? When you have to live every moment like it could be your last because your mood shifts like a car with no axle. When your world is shaped by what you're living in now. When every plan you thought you could make was crushed by some design you know nothing about, and every answer you try and receive just leads to more and more questions and failures. I'm out of time. I'm out of resilience. I'm out of fucks to give. frankly. And I feel out of options, out of feasible options. And I don't know if that's true. In fact, most of the time I'd wager to say it's not true. But perception is the truth. You know? And right now my world is on a swivel. I don't know if I'll ever come back. I guess I'll close out my video with this. Right? I am but one man in a world dominated by those who see my views and beliefs as completely immoral and not even worth listening to. I live in a world in my head in which I am the worst human being ever to grace planet Earth. I live in a place that doesn't even exist on most maps. Okay. I live in a place on the map that makes it so that I am completely and utterly useless. And it makes coping with your own failures and your own inadequacies when you're already a competitive personality with a completely unrealistic expectation of yourself and the inability to cope with any kind of backset. It makes it really, really difficult to not fall into despair. I'm going to be using that word a lot. I might even make that the title of my video. Just the consequences of despair. That's a fucking that's a movie sequel title right there if I ever heard one. The Shining Part 3: Consequences of Despair. But all jokes aside, it it makes life not worth living. And it frankly makes existence miserable. In conclusion, if you will, if we're writing a proper essay or a proper script, in conclusion, I need help. And I have no one to provide it. At least no one that I think I can feasibly talk to. No form of genuine comfort. No form of acceptance or ability to move on. I am one man, a man stuck in a past that no longer exists, with dreams that I can't accomplish, and abilities meant for a bygone era. I am a remnant, and I hope I'm forgotten. If you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you being one of the 30 people who watches my glorious channel. And I leave you with this parting message. Don't be me. Okay, don't go out into the world with horrible expectations. Don't think that everything is doable because it's you doing it. Play middle. Bat average. Thank you. Have a great day.